So imagine this. You've taught your kids about constellations, stars in the sky. You've waited till at night to show them, and you run outside with the kids so that you can pick out the constellations, and there's stars everywhere, and you just cannot figure on this whole vast sky of stars which constellations are where. So there's a couple things you can do. First of all, for this video, I want to talk to you about Royal Co's new Constellation Cards. They are absolutely phenomenal. But I'm going to tell you also that you can use apps. There's phone apps you can put on and point up at the sky. It'll show you where the constellations are. Some are better than others. There's free apps. There's paid apps. But these constellation cards are fantastic for teachers and parents that want to teach their kids about constellations during the day. You can't just run outside during class and look at the constellations outside. It's too sunny. You're not going to be able to see anything. So this constellation card set, I'm going to bring it here, includes 54 cards. And there are animals, there are people, there are objects. There are 54 different constellations on these double-sided cards. So it also includes a giant poster, let's see here, with a variety of different constellations on it. And on the back of the poster, it's actually a guide to the different constellation cards and what the names of those constellations are. Now, they're pre-perforated. Each of these cards, I'm trying to grab them here, are pre-perforated. You just use your pen, pop a little spot where all these holes are, and you will see that on both sides, you'll see different constellation parts. So on the back side, it's all black, and you will see the constellations that that draw the line, that just have the basic constellation shape. If you flip it over, you'll actually see the constellation that it represents. And this one you see a lion. And these are phenomenal on a light table. So if you don't have a light table, there's a couple ways you can do it. If you look on Pinterest, there's a lot of like do-it-yourself light tables. We have done a few. We've tried the ones with the Christmas lights. We've even tried big like shop lights. The problem that we have found with those is that they're very spotty. Sometimes it's light over here, sometimes it's dark. It's really not great for seeing things. So I picked up on Amazon this light pad. It's $20, $25 depending on the sales. You can actually find this in our Amazon shop, which is amazon.com/shop/theteacherswife. And I have all sorts of different categories that you might be interested in. Reading corners, sensory corners, science and exploration, technology. Anything that you might be able to use in a homeschool, in a private or public school. And this light pad simply plugs into a USB drive, and then you touch the button and then your light pad is on. This holds up really pretty well in the classroom. You can see it's very thin, and so it stores super easily, and you can actually buy a couple of these for the same price of one big one, and then multiple groups in your classroom can use this light pad. So I'm going to give you a close-up, but you will see when you put your card on the light pad that it will not only shine through the star formation for the constellation, but you will also see the animal shining through. So here, take a closer look. Okay, so the really cool thing about these cards, as I told you, is that on one side is the actual constellation star formation, and on the other side is the animal or the object or person that it represents. So when you add these cards onto your light table, you can show on both sides, but you can see here, so this is the side where it's mostly the star formation, where the constellation forms, and then you see gleaming through is the animal formation on the back. And then if you flip it, you actually have a much better representation of what that constellation stands for, and then the different star placement in that constellation. This is really fantastic for if you're working on specific constellations, for kids to be able to see it more visibly on a light pad in your house, and then actually to be able to go out and look for it either using an app or just a telescope or using your naked eye looking for these various constellations. So I'm going to show just a couple of those constellations. Again, there's 54 cards, so there's a ton. Now I'm going to say there's a ton of cards. Okay. So here we go. I'm just going to show you guys the one side so you can see the constellation formation along with the animal. And then you can continue to get a better idea. They are not just animals in this collection. There are all sorts of things. I just chose the animals because these were all horizontal for this video. But if you look in my blog post review, you'll actually see pictures of the other types.